your nervous system very much could be the thing keeping you from conceiving. Now, hear me out. I know this might be a new idea if you're just tuning into my channel. But before we dig into it, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe so you don't miss out on what I have to share next. Let's get to it. There are different parts of your nervous system. You have a sympathetic nervous system, a parasympathetic nervous system, and there are a few others. But the two that we're going to focus on today is the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. So your sympathetic nervous system is also known as fight or flight. Let's use this as an example. If you're in the jungle face to face with a tiger, you have a few decisions that you can make. Are you going to fight? Are you going to flight? Are you going to freeze? So are you going to stay there and fight the tiger? Are you going to flight? Are you going to run from the tiger? Or are you just going to freeze and stand there and let the tiger eat you alive? And this is the state that a lot of us are living in 2025. We are stressed out. We're overworked. We've got too much on our plate, too much on our mind, going here, going there. And our nervous system is just frazzled and in a state of survival. So when we're in that sympathetic nervous system, our heart rate increases, our respiratory rate increases, blood flow is to the heart, to the lungs, to keep us alive, to give us the endurance we need to run and survive. Nervous system is not going to your gut to digest your food. It's not going to allow you to rest and to sleep and to recover. Now, when we're in the parasympathetic nervous system, that's our resting and digesting nervous system. That is where everything calms down a little bit, where we can digest our food, where we can rest and sleep, and our heart rate slows down and our respiratory rate slows down and our body can really recover. And we need to have a balance of sympathetic and parasympathetic. If we are stuck in the sympathetic, the fight or flight, your nervous system is telling your body, you are not safe. You are not safe. You are not in a place where reproduction is essential. We're just in a place where survival matters. And when our body is just animalistically trying to keep us alive, there is no room for reproduction and your body is not going to allow that. So we have to be able to slip into the parasympathetic, into that resting and digesting for our signal to go to the reproductive system and say, okay, it is safe. You can reproduce. There's space for that. There's room for that. You have the necessities of life, right? We know food is not scarce. We know that safety is not scarce. We know that rest is not scarce and our body is safe to reproduce. Again, to reiterate, if we're stuck in that sympathetic fight or flight, your nervous system is going to tell your body, not safe. Don't go on and reproduce. Save it for a different time. So if you feel like you're in that sympathetic state and you're wondering now, how do I get into parasympathetic? How do I train my body to know that it's safe for me to reproduce, that I have the resources that I need to be able to sustain life? I just would recommend starting with some very basic things. So one of my favorites, and the research supports this really well, is 4 square breathing. So if you start to feel a little intensity in your body, if you're starting to feel a little anxious, if you're feeling stressed out, I'm going to teach you how to 4 square breathe. So you're going to breathe in for 4 seconds. You're going to hold your breath for 4 seconds. You're going to breathe out for 4 seconds and hold your breath again for 4 seconds. So box breathing, 4 square breathing, and it goes by a few different names. So let's do this together. So we're going to breathe in, hold your breath, breathe out as long as you can. Hold your breath. Do it again. So as you repeat that, I recommend doing that 10 box breathing exercises at a time. You should feel your nervous system in your body start to calm. You should feel peace in your body. You should feel safety. You should just feel everything starting to turn down a little bit. So that's one of my favorites. You can do that while you're driving in the car, while you are standing at the kitchen sink doing dishes, while you're sitting at your desk. It's very high impact, low effort thing that you can do to support your nervous system and calming down and feeling safer. The other thing that I really like to recommend and really like to do is getting on a schedule. Now, we don't want to be too regimented where that causes more stress, but your adrenal gland is what is responsible for producing cortisol, or that stress hormone. And your adrenal glands very much like you to be on a schedule. They do not like surprises. So this entails getting up at the same time every morning, eating your meals at the same time every day, going to bed at the same time, getting your exercise in at the same time. Your adrenals like to know what's coming. They like to be prepared. And again, they do not like surprises. So if you can start to implement a little bit of a schedule into your routine, your body's going to feel better with that. So your body does not recover well when you go to bed at 10 o'clock one night, 2 o'clock the next night, eat breakfast at 8 a.m. one day and noon the next day. That does not set your body up for a feeling of safety and security. So those are a few tips and tricks that you can start to implement right away if you're trying to bring your nervous system down. Now, if you're looking to bring some supplements into the mix, my favorite is Stressless. You can get this on shopdrmorris.com, but this is a great combination of herbals that are going to support your body's resilience to stress. So sometimes we can't avoid stress, but how do we make our body more resistant to it so the stress doesn't wreck our nervous system and our immune system, truthfully? So this is a really great combination of herbs, especially if you're feeling wired but tired. So the wired but tired feeling is something that happens in the evening where you're really tired and you want to go to bed, but your brain just feels wired and can't shut down. So 2 caps before bed of Stressless can be really helpful. And this will not make you drowsy. So this is also something that can be used in the morning if you feel a little bit anxious through your day. Another go-to for me is Sweet Dreams. So Sweet Dreams is also an herbal combination, but it's got some magnesium and some potassium in it as well. This also does not make you drowsy, can be taken at night before bed, but I also take this when I'm feeling a little bit anxious. I will take this for a little anxiety. But it has nervines in it. So it has valerian, sour cherry, passion flower, and hops, which are just going to bring the nervous system down a little bit so you can think clearly, and not feel so anxious. And typically when I take this, I wake up the next morning thinking, wow, I just slept so hard and so good. So if you're interested in adding either one of these supplements to your regimen to help bring you out of that sympathetic fight or flight into the parasympathetic, resting and digesting, getting good sleep, having good bowel movements, not feeling anxious through your day, there is a link in the comments below that you can grab a bottle of either one of these. So I hope that this short video was helpful for you. I hope that it brought some clarity and maybe gave you an idea of some additional root causes that may be leading to infertility for you and or your husband. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.